Hello and welcome to Noel's Retro Lab. If you think you're seeing something different, you're right. This is not the normal camera angle, and that's because we're going for a tour of the Retro Lab. So one thing that you need to understand for this video to make sense is that this is a tiny space. I just measured it and it's 12 square meters. You can make the conversion to square feet, but it's tiny, especially when it doubles up as workshop area, shooting studio, work area, retro collection area. Yeah, there's a lot to be packed in here. This corner over here is my workshop area where I do most of the repairs and where I film most of the videos. There I have the tools that I need to have in hand, nice and handy, right next to the work area. This is actually not very big at all. It's an IKEA table that I turned into this, and here I'm working on the SVI 328. This is one of the features that I mentioned in some of the videos that I love, which is being able to print some of the circuit diagrams and have them right here. This is a magnetic board, so I can be referring to that while I'm making repairs. And of course, right here, we have my trusty soldering station. And yeah, I mean, here we have more tools in here. I can even open it with all the cables and more tools over there. So lots of storage for that. Here we have lots of storage for different parts, and some of them are labeled. Some of them I haven't gotten around to it yet. And then I have here some of my favorite work tools. This is an awesome desoldering gun. I'm sure you've seen it in a lot of the videos. Without this, it would be such a pain to desolder like a 40-pin Z80 or try 128K of RAM with that. Bench power supply is super useful for a lot of diagnostics. My oscilloscope, love this one. It was the most expensive purchase that I have, but it's so worth it. And then this is a hot air station, which, I don't use it as much, but it could be useful for shrink tubing or actually sometimes for desoldering SMD components. Let's see what else we have here. We have like lots of unfinished projects. Here's the Amstrad GX4000 from a past video, some PlayStation 2s that I need to do stuff with, this awesome joystick that needs to be repaired. So kind of like my staging area right there. And right up above, we have some of the chemical products and different kits and different things that I still need to build. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. I have a TV right here, which is a modern TV, but is super handy because in spite of being a modern TV, let's see if we can see something with this, it actually has a ton of input. So it has Scart, it has components, it has VGA, it even has RF tuning, so it's great for that. And then over here to the side, we have, this is kind of like the staging area. Those are all computers that are not working that need to be repaired. And so we have lots and lots of spectrums over here of different kinds. There's even a QL. I think this is a QL over here. More spectrums there, lots of joysticks. Commodore, including a disk drive, more joysticks, Amstrad. There's an Amiga right there. So, yep, all of those, well, I don't know if all of them, but a lot of the future RetroLab projects are going to be coming from there. Then next to it, we have my quote-unquote collection of computers, of retro computers. It's not so much of a collection because I don't like to keep the original boxes. I don't try to have super rare models. I kind of have one or two of each major type. So, I have like Amstrad 6128, Amstrad Plus, and a 464. That's it. Spectrum. So I kind of have also one of each, split into two different boxes. And then, just one Commodore, one VIC-20, some MSX, so an Apple II. And then over here, we have the area where I get to use those retro computers. Right now, it's set up with my favorite computer, like you probably know, the Amstrad CPC 6128. And actually, I'm working with my daughter in programming classes with it. But this is an awesome TV. It's a Sony Trinitron 14-inch, and it's great because I can hook up virtually any of these computers. I can hook them up to there. So as I said, I have very limited space, so I can only have one computer out at the same time. This is super handy though. This is a Scart Switch Box, and this is a good quality one. There's a lot of crappy ones that interfere with each other, so you really can't have more than one signal plugged in. But here you can have multiple, and then you can switch back and forth depending on what you want to display without having to unplug and replug things. So super handy. Over here, it's some of my retro gaming collection. Those are mostly Amstrad games in both tape and disc. And we have some more over there. And then over there is my new obsession, the PC big box games. Not many, but I'm just trying to go after the ones that I played and really enjoyed back in the day. Oh yeah, and here we have some of the really cool Ultimate cardboard boxes. And this shelf is mostly retro as well themed. These are magazines original magazines from the time about Spectrum and Amstrad and things like that. And then lots of original books of retro computers, mostly dealing with like low-level system programming and things like that. So that's my retro shelf. And then over here is my work area. And this doubles as my video editing area. So right now I'm editing a video and I have my microphone for voiceovers, but this is also where I do my real work. I'm a game developer, so all game developing happens right here, mostly using that MacBook Pro back there. Although every so often I need to use this Windows machine back there. So, and then over here, this leads outside, which is where I do some retro brighting that you might have seen in the past. And then we are back to the work area. So, as I said, this is a very tiny space. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes look at the whole 12 square meters of the Retro Lab. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I might make some similar videos looking at some of the computers in my collection or some of the games. And as usual, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Until next video, see you then.